And so on the back of our successes last season, we have been given a whopping £35 million to spend in the summer transfer window. We needed to spend that wisely and not waste a single penny. Did we do a good job? Did we strengthen the squad properly? Let's find out. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to the Vicarage Road Ground in Watford. And if you're a first-time visitor, then why not subscribe, like, watch and comment, help the channel to grow and help us to support all that good stuff that you can see scrolling above. And it has been a very, very busy pre-season and a very, very busy transfer window. So without much further ado, let's go and have a look at what we've done in the transfer window. And we had £35 million originally to spend, but we have actually spent £57 million, but we have had an income of £38.5 million. So total net spend is not really that much. It's around about 20 million or so. And in terms of the players that have gone out, the major names, Danny Rose went out to Utrecht for 98,000. Craig Cathcart has gone out on loan to Udinese. And Peharanda, he went to Racing Club for 1.3 million. There was a lot of movement in terms of players out. Matty Pollock was sold for 6.75 million to Wolves. And Solomon Kalou went to Dinamo Moscow for 15.75 million. We had too many wingers. We had to lose one or two of them. Pochettino has gone out to Wimbledon on loan. And we sold Puzetta, a squad player who's gone to Club America for 5.5 million. And Ashley Fletcher, a young lad, was sold for 2.8 million to Burnley. Dalberg has gone out on loan to Preston, and another big name going out, Edo Kayemba, he's gone to Salzburg for £4.9 million. And finally, the last big name to go out was Quinner, who was not getting the game time that he wanted, and we decided it's probably fair to let him go out on loan and get some playing time. And in terms of the signings that have come in, this is a very strange one. Kuka, who's come in from Parma on a free. This was done before I took over the club last year. He came to us on loan with a promise to buy him. And so we have a 35-year-old who is aging, but he does have good mentals. And although some of his physicals are going, he lacks pace at the moment. He's still a very strong player. He's got a good mental attitude. And technically, he's still not a bad player. So he might do a good job for us this season. I hope so anyway. Otherwise, that would have been a big mistake. Ruben Vargas, a winger we brought in from Augsburg for £3.3 million. I'm hoping for a lot of big things from him. He has a great deal of potential, even though he's 24 years old. He can cross a ball, he can dribble, he has a decent amount of pace, and hopefully he's going to have a very, very good season for us. We brought in also Nathan Phillips from Liverpool, and he is a very, very strong player. He's good in the air, and I think he's exactly what I want from a central defender. Strong, powerful, and good in the air, and very tall. He's exactly the kind of thing I look for when I'm looking for a central defender. He came in from Liverpool for 4.1 million. And then we brought in Jack Stacy, a fullback, and he has come in as a squad player, and I hope that he will do a very decent job as a backup at right back. And we brought him in for 6.5 million from Bournemouth. And on the other side, Lucas came in from Spartak Moscow. He looks like he's very, very good at attacking fullback. He's got a lot of pace, good dribbling. He's got a decent cross on him. And I think that he will do a very nice job also as a backup to Kamara on the left-hand side. And then the signing of the season for me, we brought in Vitinha for £17 million. He is a great forward, and I had no option. When he showed up on the scouting reports, I had to sign him. He's an absolutely brilliant pressing forward, and I'm hoping that we're going to get big things from Vitinha this year. And then Eustaquio, very, very odd name, and it's going to be very, very tough for me to say. We've brought him in, and he looks like a very decent defensive midfielder, and as such, I think he's going to be a very, very good player for us. Very good mentals, lacks a little bit of strength, but I'm sure that he's going to be a very, very good player for us. And Alex Scott, who was a little bit of a panic buy on deadline day. He's 19 years old, come in as a squad player, and I think that he will develop very, very nicely. I was short in midfield, and when he appeared in the deadline day transfer news, I snapped him up and thought we'll try and develop him and try and make him into a very, very decent player. But in terms of the squad dynamics, we do have one very, very unhappy player. With all that movement, we've had to leave out players from our Euro-Continental Cup squad. And one of those, Cucho Hernandez, is not very happy at all. And he has a lot of people who agree with the fact that he should be playing. So unfortunately, I've decided that we have to put him on the transfer list. He's quite happy about that. Borussia Mönchengladbach are very interested, and hopefully we will sell him in January, and that will deal with that unhappiness problem. We have Vitinha up front now, and we have Demirovic as backup to him with Josh King, so I think we have enough players up front. In terms of what's happened on the pitch, it's been a busy start to the season, a busy August, and we kicked it all off with a 2-1 win at home to Fulham, and then we beat Wimbledon in the Carabao Cup second round by 4-1 quite easily. And then we had a very easy 3-1 victory away at Blackburn, and we followed that up with a trip to Osijek in the Euro Continental Cup fourth qualifying round, and we won quite easily at home by 3-0. And then we played our old foe, Manchester City. And it was Watford who started the stronger side, and we did create a lot of chances in the opening minutes. And after 20 minutes, a header went narrowly wide, and then Lusa had a free kick, and that hit the crossbar, and we were desperately unlucky at this point in time. But Manchester City are a very good team, and it was Haaland who stole the limelight when he headed in from very close range from a corner. But this Watford team never gave up, and we kept going. We were playing against them very in a positive way, and then when Lusa's header fell into the 6-yard box, Vitinha was on hand to make it 1-1, and it was a game that could have gone either way, and both teams created a lot of chances. Both teams' finishing was not great, but both goalkeepers had excellent games on the day. And Watford, though, we never gave up, and we kept coming at them, and we created chances, and eventually from a cross from Agu, Sissoko's header found the corner, and we were 2-1 up, and we were beating Manchester City, and we kept that lead, and Manchester City came back at us. It was a topsy-turvy game. It could have gone either way. And when that header went over the crossbar in the last minute of normal time, I thought that was it. But Erling Haaland had his save from the spot to make it 2-2. And so what a performance that was. To get a 2-2 draw away at Manchester City, we were very, very pleased with that. We followed that up with a 2-0 away victory against Osijek to qualify for the group stage of the Continental Cup. And then at home to Aston Villa, a game we absolutely dominated, but we just couldn't score, despite Vitinha being on the pitch, and it turned out to be a 1-1 draw in a game that we absolutely annihilated them. I don't know how that finished as a 1-1 draw. And then we beat Cambridge in the Carabao Cup third round, and that has set us up with a away tie at Arsenal, and I don't feel very optimistic about winning the Carabao Cup this season. It's going to be a very, very tough season with this continental European trophy to play for. I think it's going to put an immense strain on the squad, and I do not expect too much this season, and I'll be very happy to finish mid-table. In terms of the season preview, we are expected to finish in 15th, and I kind of agree with that, and I'll be fairly happy if we can finish 11th or 12th, and I think it's going to be a very, very hard season. But I think now we should go and play against Chelsea. And so the team for today is Johnston in goal, with Agu, Williams, Samir and Lucas at the back, with Kuka, Esposito and Sissoko in midfield. Sarr, King and Vitinha will play up front. And I'm very anxious to see how Vitinha gets on. He is a great, great player, and this will be an opportunity to see just how good he is against the big boys. And we will hopefully, we've been on a good run, and hopefully we will get out there, give Chelsea a game and win this football match. I'm very confident, which is kind of strange against a team like Chelsea. But as I've said before, this is going to be a very, very tough season. We're not going to lie down for anybody, though. We're going to take the game to people, and we are going to try to win games. It's been a very, very quiet start. Chelsea have started slightly the better, but we are still in this game. There are 16 minutes gone, and it is Chelsea playing it out from the back, and Rudiger finds Gallagher. And they are playing the ball around nicely, a nice short passing game, and it finds its way to Thiago Silva. He finds Rudiger to Kante, and we need to just maybe win this ball. Can somebody win a tackle here and take the ball off them? And I'm wondering if we are pressing just too much. But there is Estequito. He's found Sarr bursting into the box. Can he get a cross in? He's looking for a cross. He gets a cross in, but it's cleared away by Chelsea. And Chelsea are looking to counter-attack and bringing the ball forward. And here comes Reece James down the right-hand side. He's stopped and well intercepted by Vitinha, and it's found its way to Sarr. Sarr is looking to go and find Sissoko bursting into the box. Can he score? And he hits it straight at Mendy, and it remains 0-0. But we are doing okay, and although we don't have much of the possession, we are still doing okay. We do need perhaps to do something about the possession. They are dominating possession, but we are creating chances, and we have equaled them in all aspects of the game. But here come Chelsea, and Kante's looking for Mount. Mount is looking for Reece James, and they are looking like a better team. It would be nice if we could take one of our chances and go a goal ahead, but they are looking like the more likely team to score. And there's a ball through to Lukaku, and Lukaku fires it over the bar. It is still Chelsea 0, Watford 0, and we have been totally dominated in terms of possession, and I do need to look at that, I think, and do something about the possession and see what we can actually do about that. Maybe what we'll do is we'll reduce the tempo and we'll play slightly shorter and see if we can't get a little bit more possession. We are the underdogs, I'm going to tell them, but you weren't that bad, and I believe in you, and we can still improve. So get out there and try and bring home the bacon, and if we can win this, it'll be a real statement, and hopefully we can get a little bit more possession, but I don't feel very optimistic. Chelsea are absolutely dominating the ball. And Rudiger, he looks for Kante to Mount. Mount is looking for Lukaku. Lukaku is in, and that's a good tackle, and brilliantly done by Reece Williams. He is a great centre-half. There's a long ball upfield, and Vitinha can't get hold of it. And it still remains Chelsea 0, Watford 0, and here is King. King finding Esposito, and there's a cross into the box, and it's cleared. It comes out to Williams. Can we get a goal? Can we score? It finds its way to Samir. Samir to Kuko. Kuko has been absolutely robbed blind there, and that was poor, but we have got the ball back with Agu. Agu finds Williams. Williams to Samir, and we do need to be a little bit more creative, I think. Josh King is very tired and probably needs to come off, so we will take off Josh King, and we will replace him. Very, very difficult decision. I think we'll bring him on Vargas, see what he can do, this young player that we've signed, and can he do something? Can he have spark of creativity as King has worked his way down the left? There's a ball into Sarr, and that is blocked and goes behind for a corner. it's a game that could go either way. And Chelsea are having chances. We are creating chances. We've had the highlights in the second half, which is good news as it comes out to Vargas. Vargas looking to cross, but the highlight comes to a close. We do also have a number of other tired players. Suzuku is very tired, and we're going to bring on Alex Scott and see what he can do, as it is Chelsea, and they are looking to break, but we need to get the ball off him. We need to tackle hard, get the ball off them, and create more chances. But here come Chelsea, and it is looking more and more like Chelsea to me are going to get the breakthrough. But here is Vargas. We need something also from Vitinha. Vitinha's having a very poor game. And here is Sarr, he looks inside for Agu. Agu's looking for Sarr again, but that's a poor pass, and Chelsea have the ball back. It could go anyway, this is a fascinating contest between these two teams, and although we've had most of the highlights, Chelsea are absolutely dominating possession. I'm going to come off the press. I think I'm going to come off the press a little bit because we are getting tired of running around, and it's just come off the press a little bit as Chelsea are looking to find James out on the right wing. His low cross, and there's a chance, and it goes past the post. It remains Chelsea 0, Watford 0. We have some very, very tired players now. I'm going to bring Vitinha off because he's not having a great game. We're going to bring on Demirovic to see if he can make the difference as the ball finds its way to Ziyech on the left for Chelsea. Chelsea are looking the more likely of the two teams to steal this game. It finds its way to Rudiger to Kante. And here is Mason Mount looking for Ziyech, and Ziyech is going to score, and Chelsea have scored. It is Chelsea 1, Watford 0. And we're going to put our fullbacks on to attack mode now. We're going to try and attack Chelsea and see if we can't get something out of this game. I did feel that Chelsea were the better team. They're dominating possession, and they have gone and scored. And I really don't know how to feel at this point in time. I would like to go a little bit more attacking, I think. We're going to go attacking. We're going to take the game to them and come what may. As Chelsea have another corner, and that's fired in, but it finds its way to Sarr. He finds Demirovic. He's looking for support. He's on his own, and he's lost the ball. And Thiago Silva brings it forward for Chelsea. And we're just being dominated now. We're very tired. We're being dominated. Here is Bizisto. I don't know what his name is. And he looks inside for Lucas. I'm going to have to find Eustaquio, a nickname for him. We'll call him Eusto. And here is Scott. Scott is bursting into the box, and he has a shot saved. It remains Chelsea 1, Watford 0. It's still a good performance. Chelsea are a very, very good side, and it's a good performance. And it's been a very tired team, and they are performing very well, and they're still giving Chelsea a game as Scott looks to get a cross in, and it goes behind for a corner. And one of the things that I am looking at is how to become a better team from set pieces, and I do have a few ideas which we're going to try, and hopefully those will bring us a lot more joy. We're currently in 9th in the Premier League. This is not the best performance that we've ever had. Possession has been poor. We've been dominated in terms of chances. We've done well just to stay at 1-0. And I think the game is now coming to a close, and that is full time, and we have been beaten. It's Chelsea 1, Watford 0, and I'm just going to say it was unlucky, but too many players had poor games. Vitinha was very poor, Sarr was poor, and too many of our players had very, very poor games. But after 5 games, we have 8 points, and we are sitting in 9th place in the table, and we do have a better run of fixtures coming up. We will play Young Boys in the Continental Cup Group F in the first game, then Leicester, Southampton, Leeds, Brentford, all winnable games, and hopefully we'll get something from them. That's it for this video. If you're new to the channel, why not subscribe, like, watch and comment, help us to grow and help us to support all that good stuff that you can see scrolling above. And all that remains to be said now is from a slightly disappointed Vicarage Road here in Watford. We will bid you all farewell, and we will see you in part 5.